Ladies and gentlemen, we are about and let go of all the hurt you hold inside. You are welcome here, just the way you are. You are wanted here, so open up your heart and receive the love of all who've gathered round. For you are worthy of this gift of love right now. You are welcome here, just the way you are. You are wanted here, so open up your heart. Well, who'd have known that who you are is enough? Well, who'd have known that you could be so loved? Well, we knew, and now you know. Yes, we knew, and now you know. You are welcome here, just the way you are. You are wanted here, so open up your heart. You are welcome here, just the way you are. You are wanted here, so open up your heart. You are welcome here, just the way you are. You are wanted here, so open up your heart. Let's open up our hearts. Let's open up our hearts. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Unity of Calgary. So nice to see some of our friends back after the long break. The what? The long sleep. Were you guys sleeping the last 8 months? Probably not, right? Welcome to everybody at home as well. Let's start with I open up and receive. I open up and receive. I open up and receive. I open up and receive all the love that life can give. I open up and receive. I open up and receive. I open up and receive all the wealth that life can give. I open up and receive. I open up and receive. I open up and receive all the health that life can give. I open up and receive. I open up and receive. I open up and receive all the peace that life can give. I open up and receive. I open up and receive. I open up and receive all the love that life can give. I open up and receive. I open up and receive. I open up and receive all the love that life can give. All the love that life can give. All the love that life can give. Okay, so the next one is one that, so it's still illegal to sing with your mouth open, but you can sing telepathically. So you can sing telepathically. People at home sing along really loud so I can hear you. And this song, you are welcome to move your body. This is still okay in our society. So, and you may feel like you want to move your body. Bob, are you ready? Here we go. Hey, hey, what's the matter with your head? Yeah. Hey, what's the matter with your mind? The sign and the oh. Hey, nothing's the matter with your head. Yeah, show it. Come on and show it. Hey, get with it now because you're fine in your mind and you're so divine. Come and get your love. 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 Hey, what's the matter? Don't you feel right? Don't you feel right? Oh, hey. Open to the divine. It's all right. Said you'll find it. Open to the loving and you'll like it. Yeah, oh, hey. It's your calling. If you want some, you'll get some. Open to the love, oh yeah. Come and get your love. 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 Guitar solo. Come and get your love, come and get your love, come and get your love now. Come and get your love, come and get your love, come and get your love now. Come and get your love, come and get your love, come and get your love now. Come and get your love, come and get your love, come and get your love now. Come and get your love. 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 Oh, come and get your love. Come and get it, come and get it, come and get it. Come and get your love.
Good morning. Do you know what? We can look at each other. Yeah. Look at each other. Look at all these beautiful faces. Hello, hello. It's so beautiful. Those lights are still shining. Yes, thank you for that. It's beautiful to be here with you. I'm Janice Butler, and I'm part of the Unity Prayer team. And yes, welcome, welcome, welcome. Anyone new here today or even out in Wonderland there? Welcome to Unity. Please know that wherever you are on your spiritual journey, you're welcome here. And we're happy to see you and to feel you. Yes. So let's just begin with an affirmative prayer. And just do this however feels comfortable for you, but I like to close my eyes and begin with some just gentle breaths. Gentle breaths that lead us into the center of our being. Grounding us in that Christ consciousness, that center of love. I am one with my I am presence. I am one with the I am presence of all. And as I breathe deep into this moment, I can feel myself connected through love to every being on the planet. I am one with humanity, one with God. And in this holy moment where we are gathered together, we share this breath. We share our hearts. And we share our love. So it is. So it is. All right. We're going to affirm our statement of being out loud together. It's going to appear there. Yes, great. We are here as love to celebrate the one power, the one presence in our lives, in this community, and in the universe. And I've asked Lisa if she would mind coming and reading our daily word for us today.
Good morning. And the word today is prosperity. I claim my prosperity now. When I feel tempted to wish for a more prosperous life, I remember my prosperity begins at the level of my thinking. I focus on my thoughts Focus my thoughts on the many blessings already in my life and feel grateful. From this place of gratitude, it becomes easy to notice more and more blessings all around me. The awareness helps me develop an attitude of prosperity. I tend to my thoughts of prosperity as though they are flowers in the garden. I plant them in good soil and nurture them with water and sunshine. This rich environment allows prospering ideas to take root and grow. As I nurture these ideas, I am abundantly blessed in my life, love, health, and joy. The feast on the abundance of your house, and you give them drink from the river of your delights. Psalm 36:8. And Janice thought of me considering in the prosperity, and it's totally fitting. As I read this now and everything, and it's talking garden and flowers and all that, with my coaching, I I've talked about it with my cousin, and when I get into it, it's just like, this is what I want. This is what I've tried to describe, back when you were in school and they put those career books in front of you to pick what you want. But I could never describe it, but that's what I want. And when I was studying the insurance, it's just like totally closing up. And with this and the stuff, my cousin drew a picture of a flower that I've put on my referral cards. So it's just totally fitting. And I'm not saying I don't have a prosperous life. When I lost my job, it's like, it's a necessity. You got to go out and work and pay bills. When I came across this coaching, I want to do this. So please come and help me and get things going. But, I'm content to be at home, and if I knew my bills were paid, I'd be fine. And everything else is fine in my life.
Thank you, Lisa. Yes, I've been really practicing that gratitude and recognizing how prosperous and blessed we really are. You want to make that higher? Thank you. Oh, that was simple. I just like watching him come and go and wait on me. It's the queen in me, I must admit. My daughter says, Mom, wherever you go, you always have all these little servants. Like, say yes, thank you, because she's one of them. Okay, so Unity of Calgary, as most of you know, is part of a worldwide movement. And I invite you to affirm our vision with me. We envision a world powerfully transformed through the growing movement of shared spiritual awakening. And here at Unity of Calgary, we have our very own mission statement, if you wouldn't mind affirming that as well with me. We are a welcoming, vibrant, spiritual community that inspires hearts and transforms lives by expressing our divine essence. And look at us here. If we aren't a fire burning, I don't know what is. Look at all these faces that are here together to still claim their spiritual path. Yeah, bless you. All right, we have several announcements for Unity this week. And the first one is that Reverend Doug Craig will be our speaker next week. Most of you have had the pleasure of his presence, and he's just a great speaker. And he's going to be speaking Overcoming Faith in Fear. How appropriate. Yes, very timely topic. So that will be next Sunday. The second thing, there she is. I might just cry about this one. This is really important and meaningful and significant that we honor our Katie, who has been of such service to us all. We're celebrating her taking a step forward or sideways or whichever direction it is in her life, and moving away from her role as that she has been so devoted. I think of like little monks, and I think of Katie, just so devoted and so completely committed to this role that she has been here for us. And I myself have benefited so much watching Katie. There's been so many times I thought, oh, she did that so well, with so much patience and understanding and love. And she has always greeted each of us like we were really significant, important. And I've just really appreciated that. So we want to honor her. We're having a celebration, a Zoom celebration, Tuesday, this coming at 7:30. You can get the Zoom link on your newsletter probably, and also the website. And if you have a note that you'd like to share with Katie, since we can't write anything for her, please just give it to Susan or email it, text it, whatever, so that we make sure Katie gets a little, love tap from each of us. Yes. And thank you, Katie, personally from me and from the whole congregation. Thank you. Yeah. That's a whole lot of love, girl. This is good. Tears are good. And we like to, on that note, also welcome another amazing soul, our Bob Elwood. Do you stand up? Because I think most people know who you are, but yay, Bob. He has felt called to become an interim member of the spiritual leadership team. And having been on the board and also part of the prayer chaplain program, I know the tremendous amount of work that these people put in. Like, it's huge. If you're not part of that, you really don't understand the constant, how this community is in their thoughts, their prayers constantly. And so it's really beautiful that you're willing to take that on, Bob. And also Bob is kind of one of my heroes. He just hangs in there with his positive, beautiful attitude, and I know he's going to be such a blessing. He's already been a blessing to this community, and he'll just continue to do so. So thank you, Bob. Yay. And our lovely Alara is going to be hosting some coffee chats, like on Monday the 18th at 7:30, and Wednesday, January 27th at 7:30. And again, these Zoom links will be in our newsletter and on the webpage. So if you just want to connect, that's a good place to have the chance to do that. All right, and then there is also an online class being led by Reverend Pat called The Eye of the Storm. This is 6 Thursdays. It started last Thursday and will go till into February. It's also at 7:30. And so if you want to join that, you could look on the webpage again. Oh, I'm sorry. No glasses. 5:30, yes. Ends at 7:30. Don't come at the end. And then the final thing is our Unity Canada workshop, and this is a series of 90 minutes. What is Unity all about? And this is also going to be on Zoom. Thank goodness for Zoom. One of my teachers that I work with said, when you're on Zoom, just think you're in your own little portal. We're just all in these little portals, and we're all connecting into the light, and I kind of love that. So thank God for Zoom. And these workshops will be January and February, and the first one is January 12th at 6, correct? Yes. More details in the newsletter and on our website. If anyone doesn't get the newsletter, you can just contact us and we'll make sure that you're getting it, because there were some glitches, but I think they're ironed out. Yeah. All right, now we're going to have some special music by our wonderful band, Be the Change.
All right. How y'all doing? Nice. Nice to see you out and about. How are things? Slow and steady. Good. Oh, good. Falling down that's something to avoid. All right. Well, have you ever felt as if your light was overwhelmed by all the pressures that surround you and all the struggles that have found you? Well, now don't you hide your light. Take a chance and open wide. change. You will be the change that you want to see, and the world will change. If you be the change, if you be the change that you want to see in this world. Have you ever thought that you are powerless and flawed? Have you questioned, who am I? What can I do with one small life? Well, don't you hide your light. Bring it forth and let it shine. You will be the change. You will be the change. You will be the change that you want to see, and the world will change when you be the change. When you be the change that you want to see in this world. Gather around this song, my friends. Sing it loud and raise your hands. And as we sing, we'll start to shine. We'll become a nation made of light. We will be the change. We will be the change. We will be the change that we want to see, and the world will change when we be the change. When we be the change that we want to see. Oh, we'll be the change. We will be the change. We will be the change that we want to see, and the world will change when we be the change. When we be the change that we want to see in this world. Oh, 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 in this world. Oh, oh, oh. That's what we're missing.
Are we allowed to howl?
Do you want the scientific? Do you? That
Just
was me,
making
I think.
sure.
Do you want the
Squeal?
scientific? You want to know for sure, right?
Yeah.
So no.
Oh.
So,
Okay.
so talking. So here's how it works. Okay. So scientifically speaking, singing is like speaking, except you're spending more time on the vowels, right? So you guys can say the words to the song along with me, but just don't spend too much time on the vowels. Then you won't be singing, right?
Oh.
And don't go too loud, because that would be like shouting. And shouting's not safe, which means that if any of you are tempted to go to a demonstration, make sure you don't shout, because that's very dangerous.
Okay.
No, I'm joking, but I'm also serious. Actually, that is what the scientists discovered in England.
Yes.
They spent months studying in the laboratory to see what was happening when people said certain vowels and consonants, if they spoke, if they sang, how loud they did, and all that stuff. So singing is no more dangerous than singing, but it also depends on how forceful you are. So yelling and singing loudly can produce more air coming out, which kind of makes sense, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. But I say, yes, it's, yeah. Just put a compressor on it and... Yeah, howling's wasn't part of the research.
It's a little, when you're such as myself, you're sort of a loud, gregarious, howling person. These are difficult times. I'll just say that. Difficult times. My older sister was probably very happy I've learned to be a little more restrained in my my howling. So, all right. We're super excited to have Neil Thrussell as our speaker today. He is 4-time international bestseller of the popular Warrior Heart series. He's a master of Shin Dao. Is that how I say that properly? He's a speaker, facilitator, life coach, web geek, and he has blessed Unity here in Calgary so much with his willingness to share all his talents with us, technically speaking. We appreciate that. Adventurer, husband, son, uncle, lover of life. He has shared his vast acquired knowledge deep in the heart of the Amazon jungle on the various stages across North America and even on our local TV. Neil truly believes that life is a grand adventure. And you can kind of feel that in his energy, right? If it isn't fun, he doesn't want to do it. So he makes the dull, boring, and repetitive fun. So hopefully, no howling, but we can have fun. So how does fun look, Anthony, when you're not allowed to express that as a... Welcome, Neil.
That's a different talk. It's so good to see so many people. I think I might have had a little bit to do with Katie's decision to leave. She asked me to do a talk on faith, but I didn't know what the talk was. She said, Neil, would you like to be our first speaker in January? And I said, sure. And then I walked away, and then I came back and I said, but what's the topic? And she goes, faith. And I'm like, oh. Because I'm like, and I'm thinking, excuse the French here, but I'm thinking, what a crap topic. Because it's a personal experience. Faith is like, how do you explain to someone what a sneeze feels like? And yet faith is such an individual experience. We all are here because of some form of common faith. But yet it's individual. So I'm going, great, thanks, Katie. Thanks for an invite. And she's just like, oh, that's really good. You'll do great, thanks. And then you go, how do you withdraw and say, no, I'm not up for that topic? You just go, okay, fine. Because I don't know if any of you are speakers, you know that as soon as the topic is given, bam, comes the life lessons. It's like, and you're like, well, where's more love? Maybe I'll do on love. That'd be a great topic to get. But I don't know about you, but for me, my lessons come with challenges. It's like life would be perfect if it was just like, oh, faith, thank you. And it's in there, and I know everything about faith. But no, for me, faith is like, oh, okay, and then you understand it. And I go, so I'm thinking to myself, I always go to a dictionary first to find a common definition so that there is some common understanding, and dictionaries pretty much are useless. It's like definition of faith is a verb, belief in trust and loyalty to God, belief in the traditional doctrines of religion, this one is okay, firm belief in something for which there may be no proof. I'm thinking, okay, now we're getting to a closer version of my version of truth and faith. And I should have started with a disclaimer that everything I share today is from my experience. So I ask you to try it on, to experience it, to think about it that it's possible. And if it doesn't work for you, kick it to the curb and just go, okay, thanks, I had a learning experience and it just doesn't fit for me. But remember, this is from my experience as I go forward. So for me, the firm belief in something which there be no proof, is the definition that I loved for faith. And then as I'm thinking there, as sitting and contemplating on it, I realized that many people mix faith or an interchange or use faith and trust interchangeably. And at the same time, oh, I trust in God. Oh, really? Do you? It's like, well, wait till you'll find out whether you really trust in God or whether it's just a belief that you have. And the lessons will come. So then I needed to know what trust was. So once again, I go to these useless dictionaries, and trust is a noun. Reliance on a character, ability, strength, or truth of someone or something. So I'm going, so how can I have a belief? How can I trust something, the universe, God, the one source, that technically I can't feel and touch? So I'm like, now we're getting into the for some people, the woo-woo, the hairy-fairy, but we're getting into the crux of what faith is. It's that, for me, it's that undeniable truth for within me that there is something outside of me that is far greater, that is part of me, that is within me, separate from me, but is inclusive in me at all times and all moments, that I don't like to acknowledge at all times and all things because I know better. The human in me is so independent that faith is sometimes all I have because I don't understand it, because this human experience that I'm dealing with is not capable of understanding. And there's I'd like to share a quote from Elton Trueblood. Faith is not belief without proof, but trust without reservation. So my many years of facilitation, like 15 and personal, I was all over the place, I've come to the understanding that some of the best ways to illustrate a point is through stories. And the stories that work best are parables, which is a simple story to illustrate a moral or spiritual lesson. So I would like to share with you some of my own personal experiences. I've always had a strong belief in God. Always had a strong belief. It's clashed with the traditional belief of what God is. So as a young boy, when someone tells you that this is God in the formal religions, and you're going, but that's not what I feel in my heart, it puts me in a crossroads. I was kicked out of many youth groups because of my questions and asked not to come back. The best man at my wedding no longer invited me to his youth group meetings because I caused too many questions and too many. Because I didn't have the same faith as him. And this is the 58-year-old me recognizing that my friend Dean had this trust in his faith with no explanation. But I couldn't accept that version. The 58-year-old in me recognized that I just wasn't mature enough to see it. His version is perfect for him. It's not my version, and if he would just see it my way, life would be better. But it's just not the way it is. So I was 20 years old. So one of the first times that I feel that God took a direct hand in guiding my life, I was 20 years old, and I'm dating this hot young 19-year-old. And we said the L word. I love you. A couple times. And it was like, whoo! When you say the L word for the first time, this is serious. And as soon as, I don't know about you, but put yourself back to when you're 19 and 20, the first thing, I know the first thoughts that we had at the time when you say the L word, well, when are we going to get married? Well, that conversation occurred. And it was like this entity took over my body and took hold of my mouth. And it was like, and all I could say was, well, Tina, you're the one that I want to marry and spend the rest of my life with, but we can't get married for a while. We need to grow up first. And as a 20-year-old male saying, we need to grow up, that's completely... So to say that she was moderately displeased with me would be a little bit of an understatement. But eventually, she caught on, and she said yes. So we got engaged. Like, I'm a slow processor. I was dragging my feet on this. We got engaged in 83, and I stretched it out, so we got married in 85. So, but that was where something in me that was not with, it was in me, but something out of me slapped me on the head and said, this is for the better, Neil. And I spoke. I didn't know what it was. But it was that, it was just was. And 35 years later, it appears it's working. I was 25 years old, and the world was a scary place. I'd been married for 2 years, and Tina and I bought our first house. In 1987, the mortgage world in the housing market was a completely different thing than what it is now. The mortgage rates now are like 0 or 1, 2, 3%. They had dropped to 10% from 18 to 25%. Foreclosures were all over the place. You could get a great deal on a house, but you had to have your 10% down. So Tina and I saved and scrimped, and we both were working hard at jobs to save this money. And our first house was a grand $54,000. And that was a heck of a, I would have said another word, but remembering where we are, it was a heck of a lot of money in 1987. And we were so excited. We got our parents to view the house. All these experts, yes, they know about it. They viewed our house, and they didn't tell us how the mortgages work. Yes, our good parents knew nothing of that as well. But that's okay. We got our first house, and move-in day, the lawyer phones. We were moving, and then we missed it, and he left some voice message on the mailbox, and he says, well, you've got the keys to the house, but there's a little glitch. I'll phone you on Monday, but you're okay to move in. So, blissfully unaware, we move in. Saturday, the phone rings. Hello? It's the ex-owners of the house phoning me and basically saying, what the friggin' are you going to do? The mortgage company won't release your money. And I'm like, well, why not? He says, because the garage is too close to the property line. And then, this is where I'm inserting swear words. Well, I didn't build the garage. But the Wild West of the mortgages back then, and buyer beware, allowed him to never tell me that the garage was too close to the property line, and he didn't have to tell me that the basement leaked like a sieve. But now I'm on the hook. I'm on the hook to pay him money because now the mortgages, bank won't release it. Anyways, I'm like freaking out. The 25-year-old has never felt anything as defeating as this, that I'm going to lose my house. I'm going to sue that lawyer. And I just slammed out. I told Tina, and I slammed the phone down, and I ran outside. And I just was like, and I just flopped my butt down on our deck. On a shed we had. And I'm like, what am I going to do? And then this voice just said, that's nothing. What are you worried about? It'll all work out. And I'm like, whoa! 25-year-old language. It's like, and it was, this voice just came over me and just calmed. And I'm like, what the? Remember the Field of Dreams? He's walking through the cornfield to Kevin Costner. Build it and he will come. It's like, this is just like that scene. Tina and I had just rewatched it because I wanted to get into that sense for my talk. And that's what it was like. I hear this voice. I get this sense. And it was my moment of faith. So I went, okay. And I brushed myself off. And I just said, okay, fine. The lawyer phones on Monday and he says, sorry, I went out of town, blah, blah, blah. And he says, it's an easement, it's no problem. We'll work out how the finances are going to work, and we're just going to get this done. And it was done. It was done. And the key is, I didn't have to do anything but to surrender to faith. I didn't have to do a darn thing. I like a quote. To one who has faith, no explanation is necessary. To one without faith, no explanation is possible. Tina and I love to travel. I have never, ever wanted to travel on my own. Tina traveled to India on her own as a single woman. Well, she probably took her wedding ring off and ditched. No, that's where the Kama Sutra is there. It's like, okay, I don't know. So she was footloose and fancy-free and traveling on her own. I had never, ever wanted to travel on my own. Ever. And then one morning, on January 2008, I woke up and I rolled over and I'm like, and Tina's like, what? And I just said, I need to go to Peru. I need to see Diego. And Diego is a shaman in Peru. And she's like, she's just looking at me like, what's going on? Because she knew I'd never wanted to travel. And all I could say was, I just need to go. And she just said, fine. It was just that way. It was just fine. And then divine unfolding, I went online. Diego's courses were with perfect time frame for me. I went and I had a friend that lived in Peru right next to where Diego is. I emailed her, said, hey, can I come stay there? She says yes. The flights were on sale. And then she told me that book through the internal airline, book in the Spanish site. They're cheaper. So I go on I don't speak Spanish. One of my coworkers does. We book the flights. All perfect. And then when anyone asks me, well, why are you going to Peru? All I could go is, I don't know. I have no idea. But it is like, when you get that calling, it is like you're the carp or the fish hook on the end of the thing, and you're just being pulled. You are just being called forward, and you cannot help it, but you're doing it. My adventures in Peru are for an entirely different topic. But I can say it is the first time I truly felt God. And I danced in the energy of the divine source. It was a truly remarkable experience. And we can talk about it elsewhere. But it was amazing for me. Ralph Waldo Emerson, God enters by a private door into every individual. In June of 2010, once again, I rolled over and I looked over at Tina and she says, "What?" And I said, "I have to write a novel." And I am the king of taking on 1,000,000 ideas and 1,000 different projects and juggling them all at once and finishing 2 of them. So she just goes and looks at me, okay, thinking and believing initially that this is just one of those projects. In 2012, I released that book. And that book I wrote. I was the fingers that typed it. Source, God, was the one that co-wrote it with me. Not me. So faith shows up for each of us differently. Faith, by Martin Luther King Jr., faith is taking the first step even when you don't see the whole staircase. Faith is about taking action when you're scared poopless and there's no logical reason why you should do it, and taking that step. Faith is an internal journey, and faith is a challenge. I don't know anyone. I was born knowing that there was God, the universe, the source. But each challenge and each opportunity that I had to open to faith took me different and deeper. Unity has the 12 powers, and faith is the first one. And I like to look at it, if you have the 11 finger, I'm having the 11-fingered candelabra. It is the 11, when you're first starting on your journey, it is the 11 other powers that support faith. Strength, wisdom, love, power. That's when you're first starting on your journey, is the 11 support faith. But as you deepen and develop your faith, it flips. It is your faith that gives you strength, gives you the wisdom, increases your love. It becomes the others. Faith is the foundation. And I was smiling today because I'm thinking Anthony's singing a song, the song, and I'm going, and see, now I've even lost the lyrics. I'm one of these people, I can never recite a lyric, but you play the music, I can sing it. And we're talking about, it was about come get your love. It's come and get your faith is why we're here. It's come and get your faith, and we're here. And it's not just because of these pithy little speakers that are here to inspire us. It is the community. It's the community that is building your faith. Because it can be an opportunity to speak with someone that will deepen your understanding of a concept. So that's why I really encourage you to stay physically distanced, socially correct, and hold the conversations with people afterwards. And as the regulations start to lift, come back to us, come with us as they come. We've got still room for 2, 3, 4 more people. Sign up, be part of the community, deepen your faith, be with your faith. So I'm going to ask Anthony, I'll do the meditation. So I'm going to ask Anthony to lead us off.
You are the face of God. I hold you in my heart. the face of God. I hold you in my heart. You are a part of me. You are the face of God. You are the face of God. I hold you in my heart. You are a part of me. You are the face of God.
So if you already have your eyes closed, just keep them closed. Put your hand on your heart if you're inclined to. And if you're not, no worries. Just feel your feet on the ground. Feel your bum in the chair. And then just imagine that you're sitting in a circle with all of your friends. No matter where they are, magically, they're with you. No words are spoken. Just feel your friends, family, loved ones are with you. That sense of community, that sense of oneness, that sense of love in your heart is a symbol of your faith. That love that you feel for yourself and others is faith, your faith. Represents all the possibilities. Just be in that circle with your friends. Feel the love. Feel the music. Experience the love. You are perfect in all ways and in all moments. Thank you. So slowly come back and let Anthony continue.
You are the face of God. I hold you in my heart. You are a part of me. You are the face of God. You are the face of God. I hold you in my heart. You are a part of me. You are the face of God. You are the face of God. I hold you in my heart. You are a part of me. I gotta clear the cobwebs from my consciousness to see the world through the eyes of my soul. Let go of all that holds me back if I want my life to grow. I gotta stand up to the fears inside to fuel the thoughts of disbelief and hold on to the memory of how I felt when I felt free. 'Cause when I change my thoughts, I know it's gonna change my life. When I let go of my hope, I know it's gonna change me inside. And the part of me that's always been is gonna rise, rise, rise. It's gonna rise, rise, rise. Oh, fill my heart with drops of hope and love. If I wanna finally find some peace, I gotta stop my life and breathe it in to remember what it means to be. I gotta let go of the things that don't make me feel like I'm alive and say yes to every little thing that makes me feel like me inside. 'Cause when I change my thoughts, I know it's gonna change my life. When I let go of my hope, I know it's gonna change me inside. And the part of me that's always been is gonna rise, rise, rise. It's gonna rise, rise, rise. And I let go of the old thoughts, and I open up to the new. 'Cause when I change my thoughts, I know it's gonna change my life. When I let go of my hope, I know it's gonna change me inside. And the part of me that's always been is gonna rise, rise, rise. It's gonna rise, rise, rise. When I let go of the old thoughts, and I open up to the new.
Hello. Hello again. Thank you so, so much, Anthony and the band. You guys are just amazing, amazing. So we'll hear it. Clap. Yay. Thank you. And Neil, thank you so much. That was a very, yeah, there's a lot to say about that and a lot that I'll be just contemplating over time. So thank you so much for your sharing of yourself and your wisdom. Thank you. All right. So just a note about our capacity. We actually are at capacity, and we don't want to go beyond that. So please, if you want to attend our service, make sure you get a ticket so that we know what's coming, so that we can stay within the parameters of our capacity.
That's the only way that I'll know whether I'm singing from the washroom.
Right.
And I'm willing to do it if you want to come. I don't need to be in the room with you.
Okay. There's a lot you could say about that too, isn't there? But I hear my sister saying, no, don't say it, Janice, don't say it.
It's all about the acoustics.
Yeah, and they are good acoustics, yes. All right, so now we enter into our time of giving, and this is what supports unity. Not only all the countless hours that people in our leadership team and our Set Up Helping Hands community put in, but also the financial resources that you're willing to share with us. And so we're just going to move in with our song and if you'll repeat with me, divine love as me blesses and multiplies all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. And you can leave a donation on the table if you like on your way out, or you can just e-transfer, which is super easy, to donate at unityofcalgary.ca. .org, sorry. Thank you so much.
I'm gonna give with an open heart. I'm gonna give with an open heart. I am grateful for this moment. I am grateful for my life. And I trust that a higher power will always be there to provide. And that's why I give with an open heart. That's why I give with an open heart. Oh, I'm gonna give with an open heart. Oh, I'm gonna give with an open heart.
Okay, and now we'll move into blessing for our children. I've had this new grandbaby who's so precious, and my niece just had a baby that was very, very ill and has been released after 2 months. Finally, it's still at 5 pounds. So children are really precious in my heart right now. And I don't know about you, but someone who's worked with children for my whole life, I see a difference in the children being born today. I've noticed that for several years now. They're masters so young, and I can see that in these new ones being born. When you look into their eyes, it's like, hello, I see you. So it's really beautiful. So if you'll join me, we love you, we bless you, and we appreciate you just the way you are. Yes. So let's just take a quiet moment now to bring our awareness to our prayer and to anything that might be in our hearts that we are desiring or that we would like to pray for the world. And we just turn all these things over to Spirit. And as Neil so eloquently said, trusting and having the faith that by surrendering them to prayer, it shall be so. Yeah. And you can submit your prayers if you wanted to put them right into the box. We're happy to have you do that. But you can also just submit them to unityofcalgary.org or email them to prayer@unityofcalgary.org. And as part of the prayer team, I know that they go up on my wall, all the names, and I'm in my office every day, all day, and I just glance at them and hold in my heart a prayer for each of the people that are on my list. And I also know that they go to Silent Unity every month where they are prayed upon again. And so, and I really, truly believe in this. I also belong to Carolyn Mace's prayer. She has a rosary prayer chain. And I've had both our babies that were born on there and myself when I had surgery last year. And, when you can feel 800 or 1,000 people or people praying for you 24 hours a day through Unity of Calgary, you feel really lifted and held by that precious energy of prayer. So I'm really grateful for that. And you can phone Unity prayer line, and I've done that. And they just offer you this most beautiful prayer. It's really beautiful. So 1-800-669-7729 or 1-800-NOW-PRAY. That's easier to remember. Yeah. We are holding in prayer a couple other Unity groups this month. Unity Spiritual Center in Ottawa and Unity York Region Study Group. Yeah, so if you just keep them in your hearts and offer, our loving support to them as well. And if you join me for the prayer of protection, the light that is God surrounds me. I am the light. The love that is God enfolds me. I am the love. The power that is God protects me. I am the power. The presence that is God watches over me. I am the presence. Wherever I am, God is, and all is well, and so it is. Amen. Yes. All right, and here's our band with our last song for today, I Return to Love.
Whenever I am burdened by the pressures of this world, I return to the love. Whenever I am lost, my soul cannot be heard, I return to love. I return to love. Oh, I return to love. Every worry disappears when I return to love. Oh, everything becomes so clear, all because I return myself to love. Whenever I am prone to judge the path that I am on, I return to love. Whenever I am torn between what's coming and what's gone, I return to love. I return to love. Oh, I return to love. And every worry disappears when I return to love. Oh, everything becomes so clear, all because I return myself to love. Oh, love, love, love is the only cure worth speaking of. Oh, yes, love, love, love takes us deep within, helps us rise above. Oh, yes, love, love, love. We return ourselves to love. Oh, we return to love, and every worry disappears when we return to love. Oh, everything becomes so clear, all because we return ourselves to love. All because we return ourselves to love. All because we return ourselves to love. Janice, I just want to say a quick hello. Of course, a lot of the people here today who are watching today are here in the Calgary area, but we also have somebody joining us from Trinidad and Tobago. today online. So yeah, if you want to all say hi to
Welcome.
Leston Davis and his wife in
Yeah,
Trinidad,
yeah.
thanks for watching.
That's very cool. Okay, I just been instructed that we are to stand in a circle, spaced out, no hand holding, unless you're hands on your heart, yes. And thank you so much, all of you, for coming today. Let's take a minute and just look around the room again at all the bright, beautiful faces. Look at the band. Woo! So amazing. And also, if you're looking into that camera, I think somehow they're going to catch you, all the tech people downstairs that are working so hard to make this happen. So grateful. So grateful. All right, take it away, Anthony.
Let there be peas and carrots on earth. Are you going to start?
Can I sing?
Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. Let there be peace on earth, the peace that was meant to be. With God as creator, family all are we. Let us walk with each other in perfect harmony. Let peace begin with me. Let this be the moment now. With every step I take, let this be my joyous vow. To take each moment and live each moment in peace eternally. Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me.
Thank you for coming.